So Democrats have made another fatal mistake. They're allowing Tim Walz to speak on their behalf. He goes out publicly and demeans people who own Teslas. It's totally backfiring. Let's take a look.
Saying on my phone, I don't know, some of you know this on the iPhone, they've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping. So, and if you own one, we're not blaming you. You can take dental floss and pull the Tesla thing off, and take out, just telling you.
Now, this guy is so disrespectful that he went onto social media and doubled down. He posted the video himself. He put, if you need a little boost during the day, check out Tesla stock. Now, in the comments section, of course, he got destroyed. Everybody knows that. And this comment actually stood out to me the most. It says this: you're not going to destroy Elon Musk, but you will destroy millions of hardworking Americans, the people whose savings and retirements are in Tesla stock, union workers, teachers, first responders, those you pretend to care about. But you're laughing while they suffer. That is exactly why you and your pathetic anti-American party got annihilated in every swing state. It's why Republicans now control Congress and the White House, because Americans are sick of your elitist, destructive, job-killing policies. Democrats hate America. You mock the people who build this country while groveling to the corrupt. You are a disgrace, and your party represents you well. Now, it's not just him doing things like that with a big platform. Here is Jimmy Kimmel saying this.
Tesla stock is way down, almost disastrously so. People have been vandalizing Tesla vehicles, new Tesla vehicles. Please don't vandalize. Don't ever vandalize Tesla vehicles. And so...
Now, what's fascinating is Democrats are supposed to be the party of democracy. And democracy is all about peacefully protesting and using your elected officials to get your point across to the opposing party or the federal government. But that's not what they're doing. They're going to the level of violence. They think hurting their fellow brothers and sisters who have nothing really to do with this. They just happen to own a Tesla. In fact, I would probably argue majority of Tesla owners are Democrats. So you're literally turning on your own base, and you think that's going to help you win the midterms and the next election in 2028? Give me a break. Now, it doesn't stop there. Now there's a dedicated website to doxing Tesla owners. Take a look.
Reports of a potential doxing site existing that names and shames Tesla car owners. Is that credible? Do we have any more info on that?
Yeah, this is just starting to emerge, these reports that there's a website that's allegedly purporting to post the personal information of Tesla owners, names, addresses, with a Molotov cocktail cursor feature over where these people live. So a potential doxing and harassing behavior there. And according to one report, that information can be taken down if the Tesla owner provides proof that he or she has actually sold the vehicle. So more investigations are expected there too, Sean and Emma.
Wow. You think Tesla vehicles, electric vehicles were such a high priority from those on the left in the past? Now, because of Elon Musk getting involved with the Trump administration, it's completely turned around.
That's a great point. The left loved electric vehicles. Now, I guess they want to destroy them because Elon Musk just so happened to politically align with President Trump. And that's not because President Trump did anything. It actually is the Democratic Party who pushed Elon Musk away with their phony investigations and clearly snubbing him when President Biden hosted an EV summit at the White House and refused to invite Tesla. And the hypocrisy is real here. They cried up and down about January 6th, which a lot of Republicans, conservatives have condemned. They don't believe in violence. That's not the answer. But they're silent when it comes to this vandalism. So why don't you just keep the same energy? That's all we're asking for here. Now, here's what Elon Musk had to say last night on Hannity in response to all of this vandalism.
I have to ask, why? Why do I see people like I woke up this morning and saw that Teslas were put ablaze in one of your dealerships in Vegas? I've seen this happen all over the country. Bullets are being fired. Charging stations are put ablaze. Teslas are being put ablaze. You have experienced assassination, threats of assassination for you and your family. What have you done that warrants this? Because I see nothing that you have done except help our country.
Yeah, I mean, it's really come as quite a shock to me that there's this level of really hatred and violence from the left. I always thought the left, or Democrats, were supposed to be the party of empathy, the party of caring, and yet they're burning down cars, they're firebombing dealerships, they're firing bullets into dealerships, they're just smashing up Teslas. Tesla is a peaceful company. We've never done anything harmful. I've never done anything harmful. I've only done productive things. So I think we just have a deranged. There's some kind of mental illness thing going on here, because this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
and I think there are larger forces at work as well. I mean, I don't know who's funding it and who's coordinating it, because this is crazy. I've never seen anything like this.
Now, my reaction to what Elon Musk said is really targeted towards the end there. Will Kash Patel and Pam Bondi truly find the people behind this, or will this be another scandal they sweep under the rug and they claim they're still investigating, but we haven't really caught anybody? Do you guys understand what I'm saying here? Like, this is why, for politics, it frustrates me so much. Now, of course, there is an opposing side in regards to all of this, where they're not actually focused on vandalism. They're focused on other things. Take a look.
So John, we're both sides here. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to say that people are legitimately upset. They're legitimately upset at Elon Musk, and they're doing it on their own. But there is no reason to have violence in the country. But I just wish all of us would support criticism of, or would support punishing people who are violent wherever they are.
For what I understand, the Teslas will fall apart if you just leave them alone anyway.
Yeah.
There's nothing really anybody really needs to do about it. Just drive them enough. Eventually, the things will start to just fall off the side. From what I've read, allegedly.
One thing that...
Now, really quick, if you guys have been getting value from this video or my channel overall, which I definitely thank you for watching, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support us further, go to the links in the description below. You could shop our merch store, or you could buy us a cup of coffee. Now, I just have to say it. That guy at the end, he's an idiot, okay? I mean, when you make a snarky remark like that, it just shows you how you lack empathy about the issue itself when it comes to vandalizing an American company who employs American citizens and produces an American-made product and is actually the top selling car worldwide. It's just ridiculous to hear that from him. And if you look at the numbers on the screen, they outsell the Toyota Corolla, the RAV4, the F-150, the CR-V. Where did they get off speaking this way? You can hate the man, but respect the company.
The other night, Donald Trump said these are domestic terrorists. Everybody laughed about it and scoffed at it. That video looks like terrorism to me. I mean, it's obviously an organized, coordinated effort, however people are communicating with each other, to do this to people around the country who chose to buy a Tesla at some point in the past, many of whom I'm sure are Democrats who bought them in the first place, all because their entire political worldview is ruled by their emotions. And that's the American left right now. It is one angry mob after another willing to take things into their own hands, up to and including keying, firebombing, and otherwise vandalizing cars and car dealerships and charging stations. It's outrageous. It is terrorism. People ought to be put in jail and left there for a very long time and be taught a lesson.
Now, the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, did release a statement yesterday by saying this, quote, "The swarm of violent attacks on Tesla property is nothing short of domestic terrorism. The Department of Justice has already charged several perpetrators with that in mind, including in cases that involve charges with 5-year mandatory minimum sentences. We will continue investigations that impose severe consequences on those involved in these attacks, including those operating behind the scenes to coordinate and fund these crimes." And I hope she puts on a press conference, shows their faces, shows exactly what they did, so they're made an example of. If you go down this road thinking that this is your political tool to create change, you will face the consequences.
So when they do it to a Tesla dealership, it's really bad. But when they do it to the halls of Congress, we should pardon them. Is that your position?
No, I've never. I don't
Are
support.
you okay with the January 6th pardons?
I know you haven't been around for a while, so let me educate you about my position about January the 6th.
I'm so sorry.
Let me
I'm
educate.
so sorry.
Let me educate you.
You don't need to patronize
you don't need to. You don't need to be condescending to me.
I'm
So
not
let me
condescending.
educate you about my position. You want to attack me? Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Let's do this January 6th and then
I'm just asking you a question. I'm sorry you're getting emotional.
I'm sorry you're a condescending person. person who hasn't been paying attention to what I do.
Okay. Stop, guys.
So here's the issue. I didn't support what happened on January the 6th and was one of the first Republicans to call it out. I don't support the pardons. I have repeatedly, just like my friend Ashley here, said that no violence in our political system is acceptable. But this right here, what's going on with a guy who helps our country, who runs successful companies, who doesn't have to be doing this, and now one of his companies is under systematic terroristic threat and violence all over the country, and people seem to be laughing about it or fine with it. It's outrageous.
And that's why I keep saying that the Democratic Party, they need to fix their language, because when they start speaking in these terms that are violent, that are, hyperbolic, you got people out there with mental illnesses that are going to take that literally, and they're going to take violence into their own hands, thinking that that is the solution. And it doesn't help when you got Gavin Newsom and Tim Walz doing a podcast together, talking like this.
We got to go on the offense. We got to meet people where they are. But I also think this, and this is where, this is part of the conversation I'm trying to have, is you got to respect people you disagree with, and you can't just dismiss people. This
How
notion
do you fight it?
This notion
I think
of
I could kick most of their ass. I do think that if they wanted to. I know I can outrun them, but I don't know if we're going to fall into that place where we want to. Okay, we challenge you to a WWE fight here type of thing.
No, but it's a natural reaction. I think it's one of the reasons we're losing so many men. And again, it's multi-ethnic. It's not just white men. We're losing them. We're losing them to these guys online. We're losing them to people that I'm bringing on this podcast as well. That's why I brought.
These are bad guys, though. These are bad guys.
All right. Well, number one, listen, a bad guy is an individual who committed stolen valor, lied about his rank, and then escaped right before his unit was going to deploy. And then you abandon the largest city of your state during one of the worst riots in history, and you lie about getting a DUI. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Governor Tim Walz. By the way, he comes off as that dude who gets his ass beat repeatedly, but never changes his mindset. Why? Because there's something wrong up here. And more importantly, what's really wrong is the mental crisis that's taking place inside the Democratic Party today, thanks to people like Governor Tim Walz.
But I think the problem is no one knows what the Democratic Party stands for. No one knows what their policy positions are. I think that's a part of the reason why many Democrats are angry. You look at the recent data that just came out, most younger men, Republicans. People of color starting to teeter more Republicans, younger voters writ large starting to teeter more Republicans, because they look at the Democratic Party for answers and solutions for a litany of problems that they have experienced over the last 8 years. And the Democratic Party has made a lot of promises, but they haven't delivered much on many of those promises, John. So this is an opportunity for the Republican Party, I would argue, to actually offer solutions to the problems that Americans face.
Sure, Michael Singleton is dead on about that. And just think of the irony. The Democrats plan to try to win midterms in the next election. In order to do that, they need to grow their base because their base has been shrinking. There have been more Republican registrations than Democrat nationwide and has not slowed down. And they think vandalizing Tesla, which predominantly is owned by Democrats, by the way, because most of them are in California. And so I don't see how this actually works in the favor of Democrats. It actually works against them, which brings me to my question of this video. I want you to answer it in the comment section below. Do you believe if Democrats continue to refuse to come out publicly and condemn these violent attacks against Tesla, that it's going to blow up in their face, that more moderate and independents will not go their way? They're going to continue to go to the Republicans because right now Republicans are not violent. You may not agree with the policies. You may hate President Trump, but what you can't say is we're not going to the streets actively and disrupting businesses and disrupting everyday Americans and disrupting people's livelihoods. Let me know what you think about all that in the comment section below. Now, President Trump made a major announcement a couple of nights ago when he demanded a judge get impeached for trying to block him from deporting TDA gang members. However, Supreme Court Justice Roberts felt it was a need, and as a result, Chief Justice Roberts had to scramble to defend this judge and now has complicated everything. If you guys missed out on that story and more from yesterday, all you have to do is click on it because it's coming up right now.